I have a PHP application here that's running with a MySQL database. I have deployed this into a project which has two separate pods. One is the pod for the front end, which is named as dbtest, and the other one is for the database, which is running a MySQL database. As you can see, the front end pod, the dbtest pod, it's running on node 2. Let me also show you what I have in my OpenShift setup. Uh, when I do OSC get nodes, you'll see that I have three nodes here. The master itself is acting as a node, as well as I have node 2 and node 3. Both node 2 and node 3 are configured to be for the region primary, and you have seen that the front end pod is running on node 2. Now, if I try to scale up this front end by adding additional pods, then OpenShift will make sure that it will distribute those new pods that are getting added between this node 2 and node 3. The reason being, if one of the nodes goes down for some reason, then you have at least one of the other nodes that is servicing this application. So the application doesn't go down. That's how OpenShift ensures high availability. Now let us also see these pods from the command line as well. So I have filtered the pods based on the deployment configuration of type dbtest. So you can see that there is one pod. This is the same as what you have seen on the web console. Now let's try to scale it up. In order to scale it up, we need to know what the replication controller is for the dbtest application. So I'm doing a OSC get RC to find all the replication controllers that are running. So we have two different replication controllers. One is for the database part and the other is for the front end. This one for the front end is configured to have just one replica of this front end running at any point of time. So the replication controller is the one that ensures n number of pods that are configured here are running at any point of time. Now let's use this replication controller and resize it. And we'll set the number of replicas to be 2 instead of 1. And let's see what happens. So if you come back to the console now and see, there is it was in the pending status till now, but now it isn't running. There is an additional pod. This was the one that was running before. It was on node 2. Now there is an additional pod that got spun up, and this is on node 3 now. Just to show, I'll resize it again to 4 instead of 2, and we'll see quickly there are 2 more additional pods that are being spun up, and within no time they start running. So it's as quick as that. So 2 additional pods got spun up, and one of them is on node 2 and the other one is node 3. Command line. So you'll see that there are 4 pods running. So this is how OpenShift scales up quickly, and also it distributes the pods that it is creating across the 2 nodes so that there is high availability. Now let's try to knock off one of the pods and see what happens. And I'm passing it this name, 9WRHP. I'm trying to delete that. So let's see what happens. I deleted the pod, and then now if I see how many pods are available, I deleted the 4th one, but there is another one that got created in its place. So in place of 9WRHP, there is a 3T1FM now. Where did it come from? That's because the replication controller dbtest ensures that 4 pods are available at any point of time. If you do OSC get RC, now it is configured to be 4, so it makes sure that 4 pods are always running. Now let me resize this back to, say, 2 replicas and see what happens. It is resized. Now if I check the number of pods, there are only 2 pods here. And you can see how quickly OpenShift has resized this number of pods.